All right, so everything I've done, this car right here, coupe, 2008 Infiniti G37 coupe, 5-speed automatic, unfortunately. Daily though, so who cares? So I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna try to go start to finish. I'm gonna try to kind of go in chronological order of when I got the car, total price of everything. We'll see. I'm kind of scared. I'm really nervous for that, to see how much money I've sunk into this. But let's go. So number one is the car itself. I bought it for $9,500 at, of course, like the peak of the peak of the car market, of course. So I got this back in like 2022, and I got it for $9,500. Overpaid, probably a little expensive, but it was completely stock, 110,000 miles, and that's what I wanted. I wanted completely stock. I didn't want anyone that had modified their car because I just knew that this thing would probably be run to the ground, but completely stock. Bought it for $9,500. The very first thing I bought for it was a cheap little eBay axle back. Not running that anymore, thankfully. So I would technically go to this cat back right here that I'm running, which is currently kind of custom. I've got arc grip, Y-pipe, mid-pipes, but also a muffler delete on the arc grip, and then I put in some resonators, so vibrant resonators, and the arc grip exhaust. Arc grip I got used for $400, not too bad, kind of in really rough shape, but, and then the resonators I got for I think around $120 total for the both of those. So that's for the exhaust. Another part of the exhaust, I also ordered these in Burke Technology resonated test pipes. Those ran me, I think, a little over 200, we'll say 225 for those Burke resonated test pipes. Next was the headlights. I think that was like the main real first cosmetic mod I got. So as you can see, GTR style, the Acon, whatever brand headlights. I just recently kind of sanded them and refinished them because they were getting sun faded because they're cheap, of course. But $450 doesn't feel too cheap, but $450 for $450 for those. I also sold the OEM ones for about the same price I bought them. One of them got sent back, whatever. So those were $450, first main cosmetic thing. Next was actually the grill. Not the grill I'm running now, it's the black one with the stripes, a black striped one. Just eBay, I think it was like 65 bucks, but I'm currently running this like more hex style grill. I got that for, it was $100 on Amazon, but since it was supposed to be gloss black, they actually sent the wrong one, and they completely refunded me and said I could keep it. So that one, I guess, is technically free. So that's a bonus. But next up, we got I guess you could call this a modification, but really just the rotors and pads. You know, they're drilled and slotted. Those were like $220, I think. So that's not a major modification, but we'll put it in there, $220. And then we also, that comes with the wheels and the spacers. So spacers, two ginormous, I don't even want to look at that because it's not good, but two ginormous spacers. Those were like 50 bucks on Amazon. Then the wheels came with tires. These were $900 for the wheels. They ended up all getting wrapped in new tires because they blew out with the old tires they had on it. So with the tires and wheels total, we're looking at around $2,200 because the tires were all new on Continental. So $2,200 for those. Very expensive there. Do really like these wheels though. Fitment, obviously, I gotta have those in the front. I want to eventually get the I want to have a square setup, 19 by 10 back and front. These are 19 by 9 in the front. So hopefully soon I'll have those, so I have to run less spacer. But yeah. All right, then we get to this bumper actually. So this is a non-sport model, didn't come with this bumper. This is the sport style bumper that came, it's the old sport style bumper. It eventually changed, but that I got on eBay. We'll say $250 about. It was a little under that, but $250 for the bumper. And then also I did the vents myself. So that is just some black venting from Amazon. I installed that, glued that all on there. I mean, that was maybe like, I've done it twice now because the old one fell out. That's maybe been like 25, 30 bucks for all that. And then as next you could see, we got the air intake in there. So we got that beautiful thing in there, just recently installed and got tuned. Gotta go back, but those thankfully got on Black Friday along with something else on this car. I got those on Black Friday deal. They're the Z1 3-inch intakes. I got those for $400. And then also from Z1 is my suspension. So the suspension is the Z1, I think it's called the S Pro. You can see it better back here. The Z1 S Pro, as you can kind of see in there. That was $800. That was before tax, but $800 for those, not too bad. I've really liked those on this car. They've held up quite well. After those, we also have the wrap, which is a little tricky. So the wrap material itself, I spent probably around $800 on material. And then I also ended up paying a friend about $350 to help me install it. Really appreciate him for that because he did it. I couldn't do it on my own, so I also paid him. I'll put that into the account because I was not planning on spending that much on a wrap, but we'll say $1,100. So steering wheel cover, that was $70. East detailing steering wheel cover, not too bad. Got it for Christmas, but we'll put it in $70. That's really the only main thing in here. Nothing else really in here. I also have lighting under there, kind of like underglow. Got that for Christmas. I mean, that was maybe like 20 bucks, but that's it for the interior. All right, so under here, we got the intake where he said 400. Then what we can't see is we got the new injectors as well. Those I got for $350 for OEM GTR. New injectors, actually great deal. I'm pretty sure they're real. My tuner didn't know for sure, but real GTR injectors, those were $350. Then we also got the Megan Racing strut bar. That was about $80, got as a present, but that one was $80 right there. As you can see, a little adjustable suspension there too, but that's it for under here. So another engine one I forgot to mention is the tune. I've gotten it tuned twice now. The first time the tune was around $700. That was just when it had test pipes. Since brought it back with the intake and the injectors, and plus the install, which I had to do at their shop, ended up being $860. And then it's gonna be $200 soon to go get it dynoed, but $860 for that first tune, $700 for the first, $860 for the second. Two separate tunes with the maps to run E85 and everything. That's about it for engine performance. We also, though, for just car livability and everyday life, I swapped the open diff with the non-sport model, mine is, for a VLSD locking diff. So there that is, leaking fluid, of course. And with that also comes that little Bell Raceworks diff mount. So that ran me, I think, 60. And then you have the white line bushing up top there, that little black bushing. That ended up being around 100. So 3 little things there with the diff. And then also you can see the exhaust there. Diff fluid on the exhaust, we love that. There's our resonators. And because why not, Instagram. This was like 25 bucks. I got one on each side. So we'll add that because why the hell not? 25 bucks there. And that is this car. There's obviously been some maintenance and oil changes, but these are things that I've done on the car. I'm gonna put the total on the screen. Let's hope it's not super high. After realizing how much I've spent, you know. Real quick, that's not including the amount of things I've sold in the car. For example, the test pipes were literally costed less than what I sold the catalytic converters for. I made money off of those. The wheels, I had sold all the old sets of wheels to make a lot of the money back. I had ran a couple sets and made a lot of the money back. So that's not including things I sold from the car that got replaced. So give or take kind of that amount, I've also made money on certain things. I've had this car for coming up on almost 2 years. So that's 2 years worth of modifications and things I've done to it. And a lot of time, a very lot of time. You know, I've done literally almost everything on this car I've done myself. I helped with the intake and the injectors a little bit, and then, you know, the suspension I did myself. But, I mean, that's really it. A lot of different modifications. This car is going to get dyno tuned, so I'll actually know the horsepower. I'll be posting about that. That should be in a few weeks. It's kind of running like shit right now from the tune. The car really wasn't taken to it, but that's all the modifications. I'm very happy with this car, you know. Having it for almost 2 years. really never had any major problems with this thing at all. The reliability in this car is really nice. But that's everything. Hopefully you spend less on yours, and yeah. Thanks, I love you.